Hello, crew. How are you doing today? Hope the day is a good one for you, whatever part of the day it is for you. Let me know where you are tuning in from. Today, I want to share with you sort of three, not connected at all, three different kind of things that have been happening with Facebook lately, just to share with you what's going on around the world of Facebook, how this may affect you sort of moving forward. One of those will be particularly important to those of you that do Facebook advertising and do conversion ads. So that's one of the three. So make sure you're tuned into this video to get that information. But there's a few sort of, there's been some big things happening. So I'll share that with you. Before I get into the content, just let me introduce myself if we haven't met before. My name is Helen Martin. I'm your online crew captain, which just means that I am here of service to this amazing community that we have here of entrepreneurs, home-based business owners, direct sellers. If you've got something that you're selling that you haven't created, is not particularly yours, like, the network marketing type model, those kind of people that are building a business from home, but you want to leverage modern social media strategies to build your business online, then you are in the right place. I go live 5 times a week at the same time for the most part, unless I tell you otherwise, giving free training on, tips and strategies to help you build your business online. So if anyone is new to our community, please say so we can give you a special welcome here. Just a couple of updates. Some of you may know, but if you don't, the doors to our free 14-day, it's only 14 days, guys, free 14-day online crew video challenge. The doors to the group are now open. I will give you the link to the group. So if you just copy this or take note of it, you just go to Facebook and put this in. So it's just online. You can just search online crew video challenge, but make sure you're searching in the groups section. So just request to join the group and answer the questions so we can let you in. All the details are in. Straight after this video, I am going live in the video challenge group just to share a couple of things with you. So if you're going to join, or if you're already in the group, then come over there with me. Just again, search online crew video challenge, search the group, and I'll be live over there shortly after I finish here, just to give you a few updates as to how the next challenge is going to work. Okay, those of you in the online crew coaching community, we've got your exclusive training this week, and that is about, we're going to crack the code with selfies and stories. We're going to up your game with visibility. If you didn't see my video last week, at the last video that I did last week regarding your visibility on social media, you need to go back and watch that video, and I'm going to help you with that visibility with a special training this week. So anybody that would like to join us in the coaching community for that training, you just need to join the coaching community. The details are above in the description. That's where I give really detailed, in-depth, practical training to really actually help people get results in their business. Okay. So your visibility, growing your audience, and what you're doing with selfies and stories is a big part of that, okay? Now, who's here? Let's say a quick hello to a few people. We have somebody with a special birthday today, so I'm not sure if she's on. Well, it's not really a special birthday. It's just a birthday. It's a real special one next year, but we'll see if she's here. Hello, Cherie. How are you? Cool. Hello, Heather. That's one of our VIPs. For those of you looking for higher mentorship, like you actually want to work, with a mentor over a period of time, like a 6-month period, and have weekly accountability, my VIP mentorship program is opening up again next month. So if that's something you are open to, keep your eyes and ears open, or message me and let me know that you are you would like to look into that, so I can sort of put you on my list. But stay tuned for that. Hello, Cherie. How are you? Anybody that looks like that from Iowa, it just means you're watching from my group, and you just need to click the StreamYard link at the very bottom of the description of the video, which says streamyard.com/Facebook. Just click on that link, and then I'll be able to see who you are. Hello, Cynthia. We've got Melissa here as well. Midnight in Scotland. She's still up with us, which is awesome. Hello, Heather. Susan is one of our VIPs. Hello, Cheryl. How are you? We've got Beth here as well. Andrea. Cheryl's one of our life members. We've got Susan. Christine, how are you? Good to see you on. We've got Soyini. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Hello, Olive. How are you? There she is. Here's the birthday girl. So everyone please say happy birthday to Christine. It is her birthday today in her part of the world. In my part of the world, it was yesterday, so I got in early. But please say happy birthday to Christine. Hope you're having an awesome day today. Oh, look at that, Susan. You're a legend. There's the link to the video challenge group. So Susan's put that in the comments for you. Hello, Judy and Bob. I'm on the big screen today. Awesome. Hello, Hayley. Good to see you on. We've got Ford here as well. And Lynn. As you all know, I could talk to you guys all day long, but I better get into the content. So first thing I want to share with you, did you guys hear? I mean, if you don't know, I'm in Australia. So this was a big deal here, what happened this week regarding Facebook banning all news in Australia. Did you guys hear about that across the other side of the pond, the ditch, the world? I'd love to know if you guys heard about that, because that was massive in our country. Facebook just banned all Australian news. So they've since come to an agreement and we've got it back again. So it took a few days, but they've come to an agreement and we've got access back again. But that is a big deal. And it kind of sets the precedent for other countries in how they handle news and social media. It is quite complicated. So let me just give you the basis of it. So this is just, for your knowledge. The Australian government ordered our ACCC, which is our Australian Competition and Consumer Commission, to come up with guidelines for broadcasting news and basically making it legislation that anyone that wants to benefit from Australian news, like a platform like Google and Facebook, that they have to pay for the privilege. So Facebook went, you got to be kidding. You use our platform to get exposure. What do you mean we need to pay your, news providers something? So this has been a long time discussion. Facebook have planted warnings. No, we're not going to do that. And the Australian government have said, well, we don't really care. We're legislating this and you're going to be subject to that. So it all came to a head a few days ago and Facebook just pulled all news platforms, which was massive to people in Australia. They couldn't find any news. People couldn't broadcast the news. It was just like a massive deal. So essentially, they're asking Facebook to pay news providers for the privilege of providing that information on Facebook, and it makes Facebook a more searchable platform and they benefit from it because people are looking for news on their platform. Facebook is saying, well, no, hang on, we're getting you a lot of organic reach because it's on our platform, and they're sort of going back and forth. Well, we're benefiting you. No, we're benefiting you more, type thing. Anyway, they've all come to their senses and come to an agreement of some sort. And I don't exactly know what that agreement is, but we've got our news back. But it does set a bit of a precedent. So Google was caught up with that and Google paid. So people are paying, Australian news providers. So Google paid up, but Facebook didn't. I don't know what, as I said, I don't know what the end agreement is, for Facebook, but it does set a precedent for other countries. I'm sure now that Australia has done this, that any other country that tries to legislate, the distribution of news through the Facebook platform will be far better off for Australia's sort of experience. But it is something just to note. It's not going to make any difference to your business, but it caused massive issues here in Australia, and it just goes to show the power of this platform and the loss of control that you can have on this platform. And thinking about things for you guys, what you should think about in this is, what do you own? What do you own in where you are in social media if, it all got pulled from underneath you? It's one of the reasons in my coaching community that I created a special members only website, that everything that was in the group, they can now get on a website. So if I lost the group, they don't lose the content, those kind of things. This is the reason that, just not because you want to grow a YouTube channel, but for those of you that are giving valuable information out on Facebook Lives and you're doing regular Facebook Lives, download them off Facebook and just upload them to YouTube. Why wouldn't you not have them sitting there for somebody to accidentally find you? Like, I don't promote my YouTube channel, but if somebody comes across my YouTube channel, every video I do 5 days a week, every single week, is sitting there, all with the headings underneath them. Like, somebody can go to my YouTube channel and get thousands and thousands of dollars worth of free training, because it's all there beautifully in the one spot. You don't need to scroll, the feed here on my business page and my group. They're all just sitting there with beautiful thumbnails, titles on them, titles underneath them, and you can just go and look at the headings and go, oh yeah, I want to learn more about Clubhouse. Oh yeah, no, I need to know about that. Like, why wouldn't you be doing that, guys? Just create, a free YouTube channel. So if you're not doing regular live videos or you're not building a brand, maybe not so important, but I just encourage you to think about these kind of things, because you don't have control over Facebook. You don't have control, over most social media platforms. So what do you own? Think about it. Okay. If you start building up like a massive following and you got all this training and all this value that you're providing people, but it's not anywhere else other than Facebook, what happens if your page goes down? What happens if your group goes down? Those kind of things. Just food for thought, guys. And so there are solutions like open up a YouTube channel and just, if you're just chatting and it's just everyday stuff and you go live and you're talking about the weather or what's going on or whatever, you might not need to worry about that. Just think, if I lost this content, would it matter? And if it does, if that's important to you, then maybe think about ways to protect your content. That's one of the reasons why I would always encourage people to start building an email list. I've got all that training in the coaching community, how you do it, what software you need. I've got free options. I've got paid options. How do you create your own lead magnet, like your own capture page, something that you can offer to somebody for free and collect an email address. Like, you want to be doing those things if you're here for the long term, like if you're serious about building a business online. So all of that stuff is really important, because you've really got to sit back and think, what would happen if my page went down? What would happen if my group went down? Those kind of things. So food for thought, okay? But we've got all our news back now in Australia, and good to go, hopefully. All right, the second one. Apparently, this is what I find funny with Facebook, is that when anything takes off really well on another social media platform, Facebook are in there trying to work out how they can do it for themselves. So watch this space, because Facebook is supposedly, their employees have supposedly, I can't talk from the inside, so I don't know. I'm just sharing with you, this is what I've heard, so don't hold me to it. That they are going to create an app to compete with Clubhouse. So that's very intriguing. I can see if that's the case as to the reason that they would do that. Clubhouse has just taken off. Who was in our room this morning? I hosted a room this morning talking about branding basics for home-based business owners. I told you guys that I was hosting a room and you should jump on. Watch out for those posts. So if you're missing things like that, just make sure you're following, my business page so you get notified when I put things up like that, because you want to be part of that. You want to be in a room that I'm hosting and put your hand up and ask a question and get more eyeballs on you. Look at your bio, then go and follow you on Instagram. If you're not using Clubhouse for exposure, you're missing opportunities. But I've already talked about Clubhouse a couple of times last week. So just go back through my feed if you want to learn a little bit more about Clubhouse. But you want to be on the platform, but within limits, because you can spend hours and hours. You can spend every day, all day on Clubhouse if you wanted to. So just, a warning there. Just go on it with intention. Go on it with an intention to build your audience, get more eyeballs on you. Maybe that will result in more Instagram followers. If you are on Clubhouse, you need to pay attention to Instagram. I'm sorry. If you've ignored Instagram, but you really want to play around on Clubhouse, you need to kind of sort out your Instagram, because that's where people connect with you. You can't direct message through Clubhouse. People get taken back to Instagram. Okay. So just a couple of pointers for you there. Now, the last one I wanted to share with you, and if you've got any questions or anything, I'll come back to the comments in a minute. The last one I wanted to share with you is really relevant to those of you that are doing Facebook advertising, and it's the iOS 14 changes. Who's heard of that? Who's concerned about that? Who's doing conversion ads and you've seen, less leads or less conversions, those kind of things. So it is a thing, okay? Those of you that ever want to move into Facebook advertising, here's the difference with iOS 14. If you're just boosting posts, and you want to do this somewhere along the line, you're doing a likes campaign, which will probably be called somewhere along the line a followers campaign, because you might remember, if you've hung out here for a while, you would have heard me say we're losing likes. but followers will continue. So make sure you've got a call to action. Make sure you're following me. Like, tell people that, on your page, because you want followers, you don't want likes. Followers are going to stay, likes are going to disappear at some stage, okay? But likes campaigns, which is still what we know today, video views ads, engagement ads, boosting posts, things like that, is not really affected as much by the iOS 14 changes, which actually I guess I should back up a bit. It's just iPhones, the changes with sort of version 14, if that's the right way to sort of explain it, is they're giving people tracking options. So people can opt out of tracking options, and they'll get alerts that say, do you want to share data? Do you want to be tracked? And they can opt out. So what that means for those that advertise on Facebook is potentially that Facebook hasn't got enough data to put your ad in front of the right person. And that's what some people are seeing, not all. Don't freak out. But it doesn't really affect video views ads, engagement ad, like campaign, boosting posts and things like that. It does affect when you've got an event like a conversion. So it's mainly affecting those with conversion ads. So I'll share a little tip with you. Those in the coaching community, I'll go deeper with this later next week. But I just want to share something with all of you. If you do conversion ads, this is important. And I want to give you a little bit of a tip that people are trying, and it's working really well. If you run a conversion ad currently, and you find that things have changed because the iOS 14 changes, and you used to get X amount of leads per week and now you don't. And you used to convert quite well and now you don't. Something that's working quite well for people, just follow along with me here. So you go into your ads manager, you pause your current conversion ad. So just pause it. Just put the little blue thing across and pause it. While it's paused, duplicate the ad at the campaign level. Okay? Pause, duplicate at the campaign level. Then when you've got the second one up, the duplicated version up in your campaign, unpause it and run the second one. So supposedly what that's doing, it's working really well for a lot of people. I know that sounds really simplistic, but it's kind of like resetting under the new conditions of iOS 14, and the ads are bouncing back. I can't guarantee you that that is going to work for you, but that is, according to Facebook experts who do advertising all the time in conversion ads, that is something that is working really well for people that have suddenly had a huge drop off on leads. So again, go into your ads manager, pause the current ad at the campaign level, duplicate it, and then when you've got your duplicated copy, unpause it and let it run. Yes, you'll go back into limited learning again, so you'll have to go back through the initial sort of stages. But supposedly what's happening is it's resetting under the new iOS 14 conditions, and it's working quite well. So that's what I can share with you about that. I just test it and evaluate it if that's important to you. And I'm just passing on what I've heard from a Facebook expert about this particular issue. Okay, more on that for our coaching community members if you do advertising next week. Okay, so just checking in with your comments here. Christine, thank you. It's been a great day. Good to know. I hadn't heard about that. Crazy. Only our list. Does it matter if you use MLM or network marketing on YouTube? Not as much, no. They're not as sensitive. I've got it written everywhere, so they're not as sensitive, and you're not advertising anyway. So where a lot of the issues come with our industry and platforms is when we put money behind it. So if you're not doing YouTube ads or anything like it's just organic, like you would, you're doing on Facebook, like lives and posts and things like that, but you're not putting advertising dollars. You can say words like, your network marketing, things like that. But as soon as you put some advertising dollars behind it, then Facebook suddenly has a huge issue with it. You can put a before and after picture up organically on your, personal profile, no problem, even on a business page, if that's how you've branded yourself. But suddenly you boost it for $5 and you shut down. Like the big thing is whether you're putting advertising dollars behind it, but don't worry about YouTube. It's just for, unless you're going to go into YouTube advertising, which you may one day, Cherie, but you don't have to worry about that as much. Happy birthday from Gina to Christine. Hello, Laurie. We've got Tammy. Heather, great advice. Thank you. Awesome. Got no idea what you're talking about, Heather. I here for the long term. I'm here for the long term. My business is important to me, and I thank you for the information and reminders. I will look into YouTube. Awesome. So anybody that's here for the long term and you are putting out valuable information on an ongoing basis, protect your videos. Have a think about it. Like I said before, if you suddenly lost your business page or your group, if that's what you're building up, you've got thousands of people there maybe over time, but you don't have your information anywhere else. You haven't downloaded any of your videos. It's a scary thought, guys. So think a little bit more strategically about your content if you're here for the long term. Okay? Okay. Of course they are. Oops, I think I've gone back too far. I was there and amazing. So Susan was talking about Clubhouse. I wish Android would get it. I don't have Clubhouse because I have an Android. So a lot of people are working around that one with iPads. That's sort of the next best solution. But if you don't have an iPad, you can't do that either. So it will come, guys. You just have to wait. Okay, I read it a couple of weeks ago, but didn't want to put information out there until it was said more than in one place. I can't remember what you're commenting on. I was in, Linda, you were in Clubhouse. Great, thank you for being there. I got in, it was so valuable. I actually got a friend request right after from someone that was in the room. Point in case, guys. If you can, this is the difference with Clubhouse, and this is how you can make Clubhouse beneficial to you and building a following. Ask a freaking question in Clubhouse. The reason that Laurie would have got a friend request right after the room from somebody that was in the room is because Laurie put up her hand and asked a question of the moderators. So I brought her in up on stage is what we call it in Clubhouse. You just bring them in to ask their question. They ask their question, you get advice from the moderators, and then you put them back into the audience. When you ask a question and you get put up on stage like that, and you'll know from the room whether you can ask a question or not, because the moderator will tell you. There are different rules in different rooms. I said a number of times in the room today, we're here for a conversation. If you've got a question, raise your hand. More than happy to answer any questions. If you need any clarity regarding your branding, ask us a question. Just click that button down below where it says raise your hand, and raise your hand so we can bring you into a room and ask your question. And today's room was really, really quiet. Laurie was the only one that asked a question, but it put Laurie up on the stage. And as a result of that, she's got a friend request from somebody she didn't know that was sitting in the room because Laurie put her name up in lights suddenly. So that's what you want to do in Clubhouse. You don't always want to sit and listen. Just even if you've got feedback to share and say, look, I don't really have a question, but I wanted to raise my hand to share with you how valuable this conversation is. It's just reiterated to me what I'm on the right track, and I really want to thank you for this conversation today because I just think it's so valuable for people in our industry. Just say that. Say something. Put your name up in lights and say something. So some of you are missing that opportunity with Clubhouse. You don't want to just sit back and listen if you're on the platform. But I do recommend, if you're new to the platform, I'm going to contradict myself here, just sit back and listen and learn how the rooms work. When I moderate a room, I'm very clear about the instructions. This means this, that means you're pinging somebody into the room. Look at the picture of the hand. That's how you can ask a question. Like, I make it quite clear that it's open for questions and stuff like that. So just read the room that you're in. With what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do. There will be some rooms that you're not allowed to ask a question because there's hundreds of people in it. And if they open it up for questions, then it's just a free-for-all and it's a bit messy for the moderator to try and manage. So not every room will operate the same way. Does that make sense to you guys? But you can absolutely use Clubhouse to build your following without doing much other than asking a question. No photos, no live videos. You can do it alone in your bed if you want to. It's just a really easy way to, build a following and get friend requests from new people. So thank you, Laurie, for sharing that. I do have concerns about the iOS 14. Don't be concerned about it, Cherie. Just learn how to work with it, which is what I'm here to help you guys do. So I've already given you guys a solution that are running conversion ads that have seen a drop off on your leads as to what to do and just evaluate that. And those in the coaching community, I'll give you a little bit more help next week on that. So you run conversion ads. Okay, cool. Me too. So you pause your first ad, duplicate, then you unpause the first one. No, you unpause the duplicate. So you've got your original ad, you pause it, you duplicate it at the campaign level. And then once it's duplicated, unpause because you were paused the original version, the duplicate is also going to be paused. So unpause the duplicate version, not the first one. Okay, does that make sense? So hopefully that's clarified that question there, Laurie. Okay, yeah, thanks, Cherie, for clarifying that. I have 6 invites. Hit me up if you need one. So what Beth is talking about there is Clubhouse. The more you participate on the platform, the more invitations that you will get. If any of you are still not on the platform, you're avoiding it because you're too busy with life and it's like, oh, another platform, I can't handle it. Get your head out of the sand. There's not many things that I would promote. Say, be everywhere. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not everywhere. I am a believer of being, grow an audience in 1 or 2 different areas first and then branch out. But Clubhouse, I do believe, is worth your time. Okay? Linda, great to tell her. Thanks from Clubhouse. Welcome. Can't help I'm an Android and won't convert over to Apple, so I guess I'm missing out for now, but it won't take long. There'll be a time where nobody remembers that, everyone's on Clubhouse. So, yeah, but you might be missing out for now, but you'll catch up really quickly, Gloria. There's heaps of people still on Android that are all in the same position. And I have no doubt that they'll catch up really quickly. Hey, Hero, how are you? Yeah, just be patient. Okay, that was the disconnect. Got it. Okay, no worries. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. So I hope you found these updates, interesting and useful. One of the things I do like to do here is for you guys is when I hear new things that I think of new things all the time. Not all of them are worthy of mentioning to you guys, but just to keep you guys educated and updated on things that are happening, things that are coming, things that I can suggest to you, like the iOS 14, update that might be able to help you. I can't solve all your problems, but if I hear something that I do believe is going to be helpful to you guys, I will definitely share that. So I feel that's part of my role here for you as your captain. So I hope it was helpful in some way. Now, remember, coaching community people, I am going live over there in a minute just to say hello to you guys and give you some instructions as to what's going to happen come March 1st when we actually officially start. So just give it a couple of minutes and jump over there. Those of you that are not in but would like to be, that's where you join Online Crew Video Challenge. Okay, so I'll see some of you guys over there shortly. Those of you that are still sitting back, those of you that do live videos, can you please chime in and tell all these other people that are avoiding live videos or they're scared of live videos, it's not as bad as they think. You've just got to get started. Live videos is a powerful way to get people to know, like, and trust you and build an audience. And if you're not building an audience, if you're not constantly getting new people looking at you, either on a personal profile, a business page, or a group, they all have their place in different ways. That's for a different conversation. If you are not getting new eyeballs on you, how do you expect to build your business on social media, particularly in the cold market or even the warm market, on your personal profile? You always want to be growing your audience. Getting over the fears of live video and actually just doing it is one of the fastest ways that you can actually speed up the results in your business because it helps you get more eyeballs on you. There is nothing that gets more organic reach than live videos. You can have the most creative posts ever that you create on Canva and spend 3 hours doing these beautiful graphics and stuff like that. That does not compare to doing live video. Okay, so I will see some of you over there and the rest of you, I will see you same time tomorrow. Bye.